You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Hey, we're Monkeying Around, a podcast about the Monkees. I'm Veronica Dashel.
I'm Elaine Sweatman.
And I'm Charles Kelso.
And we're too busy monkeying around to put anybody down. Welcome back to Monkeying Around. So it is almost time for the holidays. So we are talking about some gifts that you might want to get for the Monkees fan in your life. Some of them you may have to wait for next Christmas, just because it's a little too close to that holiday. Yep. But some great ideas.
Yeah, as we're recording this, it's December the 15th. So if you're watching this live looking for gift ideas, you do need our help because you're running out of time. And we have a comment already.
Yay!
From Derek Miner, our buddy Derek. Hey, Derek.
Hi, Derek.
Derek
Hello.
is from Mixing Links to Monkees on Disc. And he says, hi, all. Hi, Derek. Good to have you with us.
Yes.
And this is it's ostensibly our gift guide. It's also a little bit of just our little holiday celebration at the end of the year.
Yes,
so whichever holidays you're celebrating, I hope you have good ones. And so we're going to be talking about some gifts for Monkees fans, the gifts they may like. Now, some of it's Monkees merch, some of it's just Monkees adjacent, some of it's just the kind of thing a Monkees fan would like, right?
Yeah, some of it's fan art on things. Some of it's I found a handmade cool item that wouldn't be delivered until like February, they said. So,
But even so,
a little bit of everything.
Even if the Monkees fan in your life would probably appreciate if you just printed out, this is what I bought you.
Yes.
They're making it by hand. It'll be here in February, but here's a picture of it.
Yes.
You know, I've done that before myself.
Yes. I was so excited.
Right. But then that's good because you have something to anticipate after Christmas.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Right.
Indeed.
Okay. So who wanted to kick it off? Who had a gift idea that they wanted to talk about first?
So why don't we start with like the official Monkees merch page?
Okay.
I'm assuming it's from Rhino.
Oops.
Yeah,
There we
they
go.
have a couple of cool things. The main thing I wanted is, of course, sold out. There's a really cool the Monkees guitar logo die cut ornament, which is sold out. But there are two holiday other things in addition to the Christmas Party album.
Okay.
There's a really cool sweater that's a woven sweater, so it's not like a sweatshirt type of thing, and a little koozie. So kind of cute things, but there's a whole bunch of really cool stuff on there. Some of the things that I found that I really liked that were on there. Hold on. So there's a headquarters zip up hoodie. I have another version of the same hoodie that I constantly wear. And it's just really, really cool. It has the album list on the back, and it has a little Monkees logo, a little thing to you can wear around, and people will be like, "Hey, you like the Monkees?" It's a great thing.
And people do. We were out shopping today, and someone like shouted at you that they liked your Brian Wilson sweater you were wearing.
And my pet sounds because my Monkees one is in the wash because I've worn it to death, and it was time to be washed. They also have some really cool shirts that have the birds and the bees and the Monkees logo on them. It's not on the main page. You have to go to like the apparel page to find it. They don't show everything on there. But if you
This one's sold out.
Yeah, they have a woman's like a tank top. And I'm not sure why it's not showing when you clicked on t-shirts. Just click on apparel.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is the hoodies. So they have like the tank top, and they have the one of the things that I have is a 33 1/3 Revolutions per Monkey, the long sleeve shirt. But they also have a female cut of it that looks really cute, but I don't like the female cut because the sleeves are too short, and I don't like that. Okay. But then there's the denim jacket that's I've always wanted that, but it's $150.
Yeah,
not something I could bring myself to get.
No, I like the one next to it, that tie-dye.
Tie-dye hoodie. That was going to be the next
love
thing
that.
It's really cool. Okay, I've seen a couple of people wearing that before, but that's a really awesome. There's another hoodie they had on there, the complete series. It has like the guys from the Rainbow Room. Scroll down a little bit. It's
there it is.
Yeah.
I'm pointing at the screen like you could see me.
I know, right? But it has has like the guys in their rainbow room, and Mickey has his poncho on. Which, by the way, if you're listening to the podcast and not watching, I currently have my Mickey poncho on.
Mhm.
Another thing you can do is try and find a tablecloth that looks like Mickey's tablecloth that he cut a hole in for this, and get your own tablecloth. In addition to the one that I've cut a hole in, I have 3 of these.
Mhm. And they're all vintage 1960s tablecloths. Those are a little harder to do between now and Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you can get lucky if you just keep on the lookout for them, searching for things like vintage Asian brocade tablecloth and just visually going through the
So
pictures.
what I usually found was vintage, floral tablecloth, gold fringe.
Mm.
Ah.
And that's how I found the ones that I got, and they're all a slightly different, like have a slightly bigger border around the edges of the little like
Mhm.
you can't really see it on the
Yeah,
even on the
they
picture.
vary
But-
from piece to piece.
But for the most part, it looks exactly the same
Mhm.
with the flowers and the coloring and the pattern of the flowers. There's
Yeah.
just some that are a little longer, some more square, some more rectangle.
Yeah.
Watch the pricing and hope you can find one where they think they have a vintage tablecloth and don't know that a monkey wore it one time
Yes.
or wore one similar. Because if I would charge considerably more than like $30 for something like that, you can find them pretty cheap. But yeah, you would be very lucky to find that between now and Christmas and have it here in time.
Yeah.
Or here now in Hanukkah or whatever it is that you celebrate.
Yeah, because these were based in like the
Okay.
Mediterranean, not Mediterranean, Middle East area.
Interesting.
Turkey is kind of where these were based out of, like you said, Turkish.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. All right, well, let's get to some music. Let's get to some new stuff. So,
Yeah.
we've got actually some cool stuff that's out right now.
Yeah.
If you're a Monkees fan, you'll probably be interested in it. And I know, Elaine, you've got a copy of this as well.
I do. Yes.
Yep, the Mickey Dolenz Live at the Troubadour. And this is pretty cool. It comes in, all of these actually I'm talking about come in little cardboard sleeves, which isn't my favorite. I try to tell myself it's like a little bitty record.
It is.
Really,
Yes.
but they're kind of flimsy, But the packaging on this is actually really cool.
The Mickey one is especially
Yeah,
higher
it's the
quality.
cover that we talked about on the show, but then you have the gatefold. Yeah. Which is cool. It's very Troubadour, and then you've got the actual CD. If you can see that there. But it's Mickey's show live from the Troubadour, which is a lot of fun. And I listened to Mickey when he was on the Uncle Brucey show. It's an oldies radio show. And he was telling Uncle Brucey that the plan is for the vinyl to come out next year.
That's
Woo,
exciting.
yay.
Yeah. And what I'm hoping also comes out next year is the companion piece, which I have right here, which is Coco Dolenz Live at the Troubadour. Now, we weren't able to go to the Troubadour. We missed that show.
Yep. We were watching Ruin Brothers that evening.
Right. Because it was on your birthday. So we happened to know where exactly we were. But we saw the similar show when they did it in South Carolina.
Yep.
So at that show, Coco opens for Mickey. And she did like 4 songs, all of which were very like female artist oriented.
Mhm.
Carole King, Bessie Smith, Dorothy Fields, etc. And she talks a lot, how Mickey on his songs and stories, he tells stories in between, and she does the same sort of thing. And she talks about the artists and about times that she tells the story about when she and Mickey and Peter Tork were at the Troubadour. And it's fun. And so this is it's basically an EP. It's 4 songs plus the 5th song, which is Different Drum, which also appears on Mickey's CD.
Right.
So all of a sudden Mickey appears at the end of her thing. But I'm hoping that they will put this out as an EP, as a companion piece to the Troubadour show.
Yes.
Because this is just really cool.
And Coco's awesome.
Coco's
Yeah.
awesome. Mickey's awesome. It's a fun show. The recording is really good. It's a really good, well-recorded live show. And it's a great selection of songs. And it's fun for us too, because it's on your birthday. Things always happen on your birthday for us. But I mean, these are, for me, I mean, it's like a 1-2 punch. Like for me, I need to get them both for the experience of it. See what I mean about the cardboard sleeves? I keep the CD just fell out again. That doesn't happen with a clamshell.
No.
Just saying. But Mickey's you can get through his website, MickeyDolens.com. It's like $30 and then $50 if you want it signed. Now, keep in mind when you click on the link, it defaults to signed, or at least it did for me. So it's like, oh, that's a $50 CD. That's kind of pricey. But if you can choose if you want the signed version for $50 or the unsigned version for $30. And then Coco's is through her Etsy, Dolan's Delights, and it's the same price whether it's signed or not, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then she messaged me, or either her herself or someone on her behalf messaged me to see if I wanted it personalized. And so I said, yeah, that'd be great. You could personalize it to Veronica because she shares your birthday. We weren't able to go. But then it came and it just said Coco Dolan's. So there's probably someone in the world out there that has one that says to Veronica, happy birthday, buddy, or whatever. So if you're out there and you got one that says that and you're like, who's Veronica?
That's me.
That's her. Yeah, but it's super fun. And I love that they've, it's new Mickey Dolan's content. And now Mickey's live album is also on streaming sites, so you can also listen to it that way. But something on Spotify makes a lousy gift. So if you're buying this for a gift for someone, I would say get the CD. But also, just if you enjoy the fact that physical media exists and that Mickey is releasing stuff, he's going to make more money.
Yes.
Or in this case, who was it? Make-A-Wish that's making some additional money off of this.
Yes.
The proceeds are going to Make-A-Wish.
Yes.
It's good for people, whoever is counting the beans somewhere, to see that Mickey Dolan stuff gets, people order it, people buy it, people pay money for it instead of just listening to the stream where they get pennies on the thousands of views or whatever the case may be.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But then also another CD that's out just recently is from Bill Chadwick. Do you guys remember who Bill Chadwick is?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He's almost Mickey.
He was one of the finalists. Like if you watch the screen tests, and the screen tests where it's like two of the Monkees and then two other dudes, he's one of the other dudes. Also, he sang backup on a lot of songs. He co-wrote and wrote a lot of songs for the Monkees. He was in tight with the Monkees throughout the run. So this is called Bill Chadwick, Yesterday's Songs, 1964 to 1973 Lost Demos. And it's really good.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's like some Baroque pop and psychedelia and things like that. It's called demos according to the cover here, but they sound like they're very well produced demos if they're demos.
Yeah.
The audio quality it's like it sounds like it's smashed down a mono. I didn't listen to it with headphones or anything, but so it's not like remastered and everything, but it's like it's not a demo in the sense that he's playing guitar or piano and singing the song. It's like a full band playing. Or so that's what it sounds like to me. But the way you get this is you have to email. Let me make sure I get this right. Blind Camille, that's BlindCamille at AOL.com, which I believe just goes to Bill Chadwick. And then he or someone replies and says, hey, if you want to get this CD, it costs $20 or $30 signed, and here's the Venmo. And you just Venmo and they send you a copy of this. And again, it's a cardboard sleeve and the CD inside. But really, I mean,
I've already lost it in my car once.
I'm always complaining about the packaging and the art. It's not really about that. It's about the music, and the music is fantastic. But just so you know, it does come in a cardboard sleeve. So if you want to delude yourself and say it's like a little record, then you can do that.
I'm gonna have to get that mindset, but yes, because it is, especially the ones that aren't like the ones that open up like this one. It is very much just like your regular record.
Yeah, at least that one, because you have to.
It's in the middle. Yeah,
a little harder to get the CD out, but when you wave it around for the camera, it doesn't go flying out. Or like in Veronica's car earlier when she thought I just didn't bring the CD, and then it turned out it was rolling around in her glove box.
Yeah,
but all three are fantastic listens.
Indeed.
I mean, if you like the music of the Monkees, you'll like all three of these, and it's great that these are all out right now. Which I don't know what the turnaround time for these, whether you can get them by Christmas or Hanukkah or Festivus or not, but try if you choose to, and then if it doesn't arrive in time, you can always tell so and so, like, I got something really cool for you coming. Don't you worry. Or if you're just buying for yourself,
because I have Mickey and Coco CD. It's ordered. It's on the way. That's my Christmas present to myself. And now I just need to order Bill Chadwick's, and then I will have all three. So,
and as we're going along, folks in the comments, feel free to comment any gift ideas or comments on what we're talking about that you choose to, because I'm interested to see what we missed. I feel like me and Elaine are going to have a whole lot of overlap on our lists.
So, Elaine, what's something that you have? I've talked a lot. Chuck's talked a lot. What's something that you got?
I did think of something, and it kind of goes with that I did not mention at all, because I don't have. It's a gift idea if you are crafty and you know how to knit, and it kind of goes along with the poncho, and it goes with what
Okay.
you have on your head.
Yeah.
That there is a free pattern available on Ravelry, which is the big knitting crocheting website, where there's a pattern to knit a Mike hat or a Mike monkey inspired hat. So if you are inclined that way, and that would be a great homemade gift. Yeah, that I think it wasn't hers, it was another one, but that one
Oh.
works too. There's 2 of them on there.
Okay.
There's another that may have been it. Yeah, because it was a free download. There was one that was a free download and one of them wasn't. So
Okay.
but yeah, you can just Google
Mhm.
Mike hat knit pattern and find them. But that,
Yeah.
if you sit in front of the TV watching a Christmas movie and you just, you can do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. If
and that's
you have just heard this and you decide to get this pattern and knit a hat by Christmas, let us know, because I will be very impressed by you.
Yes.
if I did not have other things I was working on besides knitting, I might could do it, because they're not super difficult. A sweater, forget it. That's not getting done.
Yeah.
A
Veronica
hat-
knitted me a scarf one time.
I almost threw it in the fireplace several times. I was so mad at it.
A scarf I can
A
do.
year and a half.
Oh yeah, no. I did do a pattern scarf for our favorite 4th Doctor, and that took me a little while, but that's like 7 feet long.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, that's an idea that might not cost you a whole lot of money. Yarn, depending on what you get, if not.
Right.
And hats don't take a lot.
Mhm.
So that was my one idea.
Yeah. And if you're a fan of the Monkees and someone gives you a wool hat, that's a
mhm.
great gift,
Yes.
Yes,
right?
yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move right along. Now I had one big obvious thing is going to be the book, right?
Yes.
The book.
The book. It's funny, every time an Andrew Sandoval book or a Beatland book comes out, we just call it the book.
The-
So we both have our copies.
Mhm.
Neither of us tried to lug it in and hold it up for the camera.
I have it
It's a
sitting
book.
right here, but it's still in the box, and I'd have
Right.
to get up, and because
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's big.
So the Monkees' Smoke-Filled Dreams, the unseen archive of Joe Russo. It's available in several different editions: Super Deluxe, Deluxe, Flexi Bound. I mean, this book is fantastic.
yeah.
So there's different price points for it. I made some notes here for myself that the Super Deluxe edition is limited to 500 signed and numbered hardback editions. It features a dozen groovy extras. The Deluxe edition is signed and numbered hardback edition, housed in a UV gloss slipcover featuring more rare and unpublished images of the Monkees. The Flexi-bound edition is a heavyweight paperback version featuring over 700 rare and unpublished photos of the Monkees. And the price points, the Super Deluxe is currently on sale for $280. It's regularly $300. The Deluxe is currently $180. It's regularly $200. And the Flexi Bound is currently $80, and it's regularly $100. And I believe that there is currently a sale going on Beatland Books, unless it's over.
Yeah. It looked like there was
I
still
don't
a
see
sale.
the little. Is there?
Yeah. It still said the sale was going on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought that there was an additional thing you could type in and get a sale price, but
They may show that on the homepage.
yeah.
Um,
But I mean, if you look at this thing, it's humongous and
Mhm.
it's full of great photos if you enjoy looking at the Monkees.
yeah, I'm just showing off what comes in the if you get the
The
Super
little
Deluxe, and it comes with the. Yeah, I loved this. This looked like something they would have had you cut out of one of like the Tiger Beat magazines or something to put.
Right.
It's just so adorable.
Yeah.
But yeah, I need to take that to work and set it on my desk. But yeah.
Now there are some folks who will listen to this and be like, well, that's great. I don't got $300. I don't have $200. I don't have $100.
Yeah.
I
Right.
get it. I've certainly had those years where I didn't have that kind of spare money available either. But we actually have an alternative for you if you are inclined. that Henry Diltz has been working with this organization called cindystock.org to do these little photo books. There's one of Mickey Dolenz. Now, this is $24.99. It contains photos of Mickey. It says Henry Diltz spent many years photographing Mickey Dolenz, and they have been friends since the 60s. This book contains more than 40 photos of Mickey, both by himself and with the Monkees. All proceeds will be donated to Cindy Stock to help fund cancer screening tests and support services. So I've got some of these that are ordered and on the way, but this is a nice little alternative. I mean, it's 40 pages. It's obviously very much smaller, but it's also quite a bit more affordable for some folks.
Right.
And it's Henry. If you don't know Henry Diltz, his photos are incredibly famous, right? Like the Morrison Hotel cover, that he did a cover for the Byrds. Like he's done a lot of album covers. He's done a lot of famous photos for the Monkees. A lot of the 7A record releases have Henry Diltz photos on the covers. There's also a Monkees photo book by Henry Diltz.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the proceeds are donated to Cindy Stock to help fund cancer screening tests and support services, which is a great thing, I think, for him to do. And it looks like this one has photos of various points in the Monkees' careers. It's not just the 60s stuff. A lot of 80s and looks like 90s photos in here as well. But I mean, yeah, again, it's 40 pages or 40, more than 40 photos of shots of the Monkees group and some shots of each of the 4 musicians. And again, it's $24.99, and plus your shipping and handling costs. Which if you've been looking at these photo books from Beatland and thinking like, well, I'd love to, just ain't got it right now. This might be an alternative for you.
Speaking of Beatland, Derek has some insider information for us.
Ooh.
What?
So Derek says the sale price is on each product page and code Xmas for another $5 off.
Sweet.
That's Beatland Books, not
that's from Beatland Books, not from Cindy Stock.
Yeah.
So I mean, if it's regular price $300 and then it's down to $280 and then additional, $25 off, which is it's a pretty good percentage.
Mm-hmm.
But also over here on Cindy Stock for the Cancer for Hope for these Henry Diltz photo books. There's one for Joni Mitchell, David Cassidy, Stephen Stills, David Crosby. A lot of stuff that would be relevant for Monkees fans as well, if you're interested in these photo books. And it goes to a good cause. So that's something to consider as well. Mm-hmm. All right, Veronica, did you have another one you wanted to talk about?
Yeah. So we had mentioned some Etsy stuff. Mm-hmm. So all the way at the bottom of my list, they're little handmade monkeys. So these are ones that that I mentioned earlier. Oh, they won't come until February, but they're these really cute little versions of the Monkees in various outfits, kind of depending on it. And Mickey, of course, has his poncho on, and Davey has his little top hat, and Mike has his little hat, and Peter's in like a scarf and
his love beads. He's got his love beads on. I love it so much.
Yeah, so I found those, and it was one of the few handmade things that were like truly handmade and not just like I took a picture of the Monkees and slapped it on something.
Right.
So I thought these were really cute. And if you're looking at it, as you can see in the thing, it says ships February 2025, made to order. So It is not something that will arrive by Christmas, but a nice thing that you can get and kind of wrap up in a giant box the picture of it.
Or you might plan ahead and they might arrive by Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is also a holiday, so it's on topic, right?
Indeed.
Or if you
these are cute. These look like South Park characters.
Yeah.
It's like the Monkees,
South
Park. These are adorable though.
Yes.
And so it says you select a style. It says Mickey, Davey, Mike, Peter, each are $20 or a full set for $80, which is $20 times 4.
Yeah.
But these are adorable.
Oh, those are so cute. I'm sorry. Yeah. No. Well, or if you know somebody who has a birthday in January or February or March or April, they'll be in time, right after that or in time for that. Yeah. So
that's great. All right. So what did you have up next, Elaine?
I have, let's see, what do I have? Let's go with, I have something.
Okay.
You can get on DVD The Zombie Wedding.
Yes.
I'm trying to get it without the glare. Come on now. There we go. The Zombie Wedding.
Starring
Mickey Dolenz as Oh, I just went blank. on
DJ
his
Cricket.
DJ
Yeah,
Cricket.
DJ Cricket, which he is on the cover, very right there.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yes. We all went and saw it at the
Tara.
I was
Yep.
about to say the sister theater. I couldn't remember which one. We were there were what, 4, 5, 6, 7 of us total in the whole.
Yeah, it was
theater or
us
something?
and our friend Derek, and we all met up
Yeah.
for dinner and went out to the movies. And it was funny because there was a couple of other people that came in,
Like
and
3.
Yeah.
and it turned out they were the friends of the director because we interviewed the director a few days later, and he said
Yeah.
my friends were at the screening in Atlanta, and said there's some people who got really excited about Mickey Dolenz.
It was like that was us.
Guilty.
Yeah. It's available on Amazon. And if you like cheesy movies along the lines of like Sharknado and those
Right.
sci-fi mashup thingies, this is a
Yeah.
great thing for that. And
Well, it's produced by the Weekly World News, which
yes,
was a tabloid with Bat Boy and so forth back in the day.
and this
and
is
it's
their
about-
first movie.
Yeah, and it's about a zombie wedding.
Yeah,
Go in with appropriately calibrated expectations. Right?
Yes,
If you're looking
yeah.
for this to be an Oscar contender, you may
No.
find
No.
yourself disappointed. But
No.
It's fun.
if you want to have some drinks with your friends and go laugh at a funny zombie movie and wait for Mickey
Yeah.
Dolenz to come in so you can cheer, this is perfect.
Yes, and so I had to get because like we watched it and then we talked about it, and the more I thought about it, it's like I need to see this movie again because I think I actually really liked it. I need to see it again.
I thought it
I
was
haven't-
fun. I thought I had a good time watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now, I don't know that I would sit around and watch it by myself. But
no,
for instance, if you were to host a screening at your home, and I'd
I
come
would.
over and bring drinks, and we would stuff our faces and
Well,
laugh at the movie.
yeah. Well, because we talked about afterward, it would be like I would want to make it sort of like a Rocky Horror kind of thing, like where
Right.
you come dressed as your favorite character. Maybe you know that I could see it
Mhm.
being fun like that. Yes. So,
Yeah.
but if you haven't seen it, it's not a bad movie just to have some fun watching something.
Yeah,
So-
and if you haven't heard our episode, we had a good conversation with the director of the film,
Mhm.
and this was his first full length film,
Yeah.
his first feature length film, and he was very excited about it. And he was excited. He told us the story of how Mickey got involved with this film. And I mean, if you've watched Mickey Dolenz movies or movies he's appeared in over the years, I think this is right in line
Yep.
Yes.
with a lot of
Yeah.
them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not as if Mickey is known for his high art pictures. You know,
No.
he does what's fun for him.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
so I think that it seemed to me like he had a great time in this. We talked about doing like DJ Cricket costumes for
Yes.
the concert. We didn't have time to get that together, but I would still at some point like to do a DJ Cricket like hat and jacket and be DJ Cricket.
Yeah.
And we should note we should say that DJ Cricket is a British zombie wedding DJ.
Yes. Yes.
Portrayed by Mickey Dolenz.
Yes. It's awesome.
It was fun. It was
yeah.
fun. I had a good time.
Yeah.
All right. So I've got one. This is not necessarily Monkees, but this is Monkees inspired. And an acquaintance of mine by the name of Jim Beard put this together. So this is a book called The Lemon Herberts World Tour. And the Lemon Herberts it's from Flinch Books. Flinch Books does a lot of like new pulp and adventure stories and things like that. And this one just happens to follow a band in the 1960s that get into a series of adventures. This is the reissue of a book that came out in like 2016, I think. This one just came out with a new story and new cover art and so forth. It's available on Amazon now. It's fun. I mean, if you enjoy the Monkees and the Archies and the Beatles movies and things like that, like this is very much inspired by those kind of stories, right? And I haven't asked him this, so we're probably gonna have him on the show or try to get him on the show. But the Herberts part of it has got to be Star Trek inspired, because the Space Hippies episode, they would always say Herbert, Herbert, Herbert. So I think that the Herberts thing comes from Star Trek, but I want to find out for sure. But isn't that cover art pretty groovy?
I love it.
Yeah. So this is a fun book. And then we've got two books that are sort of in a similar vein. Adeline, you have the other one right there next to you. Is that right?
Do. Yes. The Guitarist Association,
Mhm.
written by T.M. Green. We met him in South Carolina at the Mickey Show. He was sitting right in front of us.
Yeah.
He was there with his mom, and I can't. I think I asked him a question, and all of a sudden we were talking about this book.
He was wearing like the a version of the Mickey poncho.
Right. And
Yeah.
so he was like, "Well, I've written a book," and we're like, "You wrote a book? Tell us about it." And this is
Yeah, well, we're
Yeah.
intrigued to begin with because he's a pretty young guy.
yeah.
Early
And now
20s.
there are a lot of young Monkees fans in the early
Mhm.
20s, but when we go to a lot of these concerts, that's not usually who we're running into.
Yeah.
Is
Right.
folks in their in their 20s who are big fans of the Monkees and dressed like he had a poncho on and the whole nine.
Yeah.
A lot of times we're on the younger end of the age bracket at these shows, so we're always intrigued and we're excited when we see folks who are quite a bit younger than us who
Yeah.
were into this. And this young man was telling us about his book, and while we were sitting there, I just ordered it, and I was like, I got it. I'm gonna check it out. And I got the descriptions on here. Let me get back to it real quick. So I'm going to do the Lemon Herbert's World Tour first.
Okay.
So it's $12.99 on paperback from Amazon, or $3.99 on Kindle, or if you have Kindle Unlimited, it's included. So it says, beat it Beatles, move over Monkees, roll it up Rolling Stones. Here comes the greatest, grooviest, geariest rock and roll group of all time, the Lemon Herberts. Hot on the heels of their chart-topping hit album, Red Wing Blackbird's Summer Solstice Tea Party, the Lemon Herberts launched themselves on their very first world tour and straight into more danger, more peril, more sheer adventure than they ever bargained for. In 7 pulpy, far-out fables, you'll meet drummer Elroy, guitarist Honor and Dilly, bassist Allie, and the gorgeously fab Her Majesty. All of them trouble magnets that even their long-suffering manager, the very proper Brighton Hawks, can't hope to contain. Just ask the Lemon Herberts' legion of screaming fans. They're wild, they're wonderful, they're simply the most. And so it's a series of stories about these Lemon Herberts, and it's funny. So then the Guitarist Association is currently $26 on paperback from Amazon and $21 on Kindle. And it says the Guitarist Association is a story about 3 friends who live in one of the most exciting times in American history, the 1960s. It's about their perspective towards music, politics, and the changing times through the television program they have. It's about music people love and still relate to, even today. This vivid, engaging tale brings the reader back to one of the greatest eras in music. So if you... There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was trying to do that while I was reading.
Yeah,
I was probably all like doing this
Yes,
number.
you were. I was trying to hold your arm still, but it wasn't working.
One-man band over here. So if you enjoy those kind of stories, it's exciting to me that people like the Beatles, the Monkees, the Stones are still inspiring people today.
Mhm.
Like these books have just recently come out, like in the past year. The Lemon Herberts came out several years ago, but this is the reissue just came out like last month. And if you enjoy it, I mean, you can get it and read it right now and support independent artists whenever you get the opportunity, because this isn't a big corporation that's trying to capitalize on the success of the Monkees. This is just some people who love it and are just putting it out there themselves. So I would say that they're both worth checking out and giving them a read. And if you do, give them a positive review on Amazon or wherever, because that helps independent artists tremendously.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Okay. Who's up next? Veronica?
Yeah, sure.
What you got?
So I had seen this really interesting thing that popped up on Facebook for me.
Okay.
This is not official licensed merch.
Okay.
So this is the footwear that I found. They're Crocs.
Okay. So now, are we getting into some like Chinese knockoff company here?
Potentially.
Okay.
I'm not 100% certain. I will be fully upfront. I saw this on Facebook. It is very clearly a knockoff. This is very clearly not official Monkees merch.
If these people steal your money and never send you Crocs, please do not blame us.
We are not at fault. But I thought they looked cool, and I've just recently started wearing Crocs type things because I needed something to slip on real quick to take the dog out. And I thought they were cute. I mean, they're like $45 as opposed to like the $9 ones that I currently wear that I got at Walmart. So they are not something I would probably necessarily get myself, but they might be a cool present at some point. They
do look cool in the picture.
Yes.
But again, like if this is a Chinese knockoff company that's never going to send you Crocs, do your own research on reviews and exercise caution.
Indeed.
Yeah, but they are nice looking though.
Yeah. let me go ahead and do one more.
Mhm.
So the one right below it on my list. So there's a lot of people that do their own like artwork
Mhm.
of the Monkees, and some of them put their stuff out on Redbubble. This is one that I found, and I really like the artwork. I pulled up the throw version of it, but they have all kinds of stuff. But it's this really cute image, like a cartoony, almost like the kind of like spray paint. What's it called? The
Like a mural,
not a mural.
like graffiti,
Yes,
like airbrush art.
airbrush art. There we go.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and it's like caricatures
Mhm.
of the Monkees. Like someone did airbrush art caricatures of the Monkees with a little
That is
guitar,
cute.
and it's called Hey Hey is the design.
Mm.
And they have like they basically put everything that. They put it on everything. You can get it on anything that's available on
Yeah,
Redbubble.
I've heard the name Jim Ingle before. He's a cartoonist. He is on like Me TV and so forth.
Oh, okay.
So this is Jim Ingle. So it looks like Jim Ingle is the one who did this art.
Okay. I've heard of. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
And he has other bands on there as well. He has the Fab design as well, and a couple of other band designs and some other 60s inspired designs, but it's all his artwork. And I don't know what his licensing agreement is with these people. Probably not. It's
Probably
called Hey, but
probably not. But a lot of these sites now have licensing agreements built in where you can do Public designs and apply for a licensing agreement and so forth. He does have the Monkees guitar logo on here.
Yes.
Now, I don't know anything about the details of his licensing agreement. This is clearly a very talented, he's a fan, he's a professional cartoonist, but also a fan, I would guess.
Yes.
But this is very cute artwork though.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really like this artwork. That's the reason there's some other Monkees artwork things I found on Redbubble, but this is the one that I really like the most. And it's hard to find because they don't necessarily tag the Monkees in it. So it's hard to find.
Yeah, sometimes they
like
can't because you get in trouble for that.
Right.
We learned that ourselves. Where our own puppets that we built ourselves and our own pictures that we took ourselves were copyright infringement.
Well, according to what I think is just the algorithm, but yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's fun. Elaine, what did you have next?
I have, and I may have sent you a link in the chat if you can find it. I don't know. To share. I have, this is another easy, if you are crafty or you know somebody who is crafty, want to give it to them for Christmas. It is at Joann, they have a no-sew fleece throw with the Monkees, and the two pieces of fabric with the tassels already cut out. And so you put them together and you tie the tassels together. So you can either buy it and do that for them, or if they are crafty themselves, you can give it to them to do. I have this blanket. It is big. It is very it's a big blanket.
72 inches. I'm assuming it's a giant square.
It's a giant.
That's huge.
And
it's
the
like
back
7 feet.
Yeah,
No,
and then the back side is like flowers and stuff. So hippie inspired. Yeah, it was. Did I have to cut out the strips? I can't remember. But if you're crafty or know somebody who likes doing that,
and that's just like barely crafty. If you can use a pair of scissors and put a semi-straight line type of thing, and if you can tie knots, that's
good.
All you need to do.
Yeah, I like the idea that it's a no-sew fleece because it's not like an extreme craft level of like being able to do it. But once you have done it, you can give it to someone and say, "I made this for you."
Yeah,
and they'll be like, "Wow, you made this for me. That's fantastic." And it's true because you did.
Yeah, and I got mine last year and put it together at Thanksgiving when I was at my dad's house because he had this big open room so I could be on the floor and had it, so I could cut everything out. And then I started tying all the knots, and then it was like I finished it up later. But it would the cutting you did have to cut your own strips, and so I needed the big, But it's soft, it's cuddly, it's big.
It's huge.
But
that's 6 feet. I could hide under that blanket.
Yeah. But the cats loved it. If you have animals, they'll love it and say it's their blanket. So yeah. And occasionally it does sell out. I know it's not in any stores at the moment, I don't believe, but it looks like you can order it to have it.
Yeah, it looks like it's
delivered.
shipped to me, and currently
Yeah.
it's only $27 as opposed to the usual 45. So
Yes, it's on sale.
now
so
might
that-
be a great time to get that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they also have something that I've used a lot of times is Klarma,
Yeah.
where you can make low payments across the course of a couple months.
And sometimes if you're using PayPal as your payment method, PayPal will give you the option as well of making
right.
payments on
months.
things.
Yeah,
Mhm.
depending on the
Yeah.
cost.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
All right. Now let's talk about one that we've both seen, but we don't know a whole lot about yet. Right.
Right.
And this is a book that's coming out called Peter Tork, Words of Wisdom from AA to Zen by M.H. Salter. And I don't know M.H. Salter, and I don't know much about her, but I mean, anytime there's a book coming out, whether it's authorized or unauthorized, I think it's interesting. And so this book is out, I think, currently on in the ebook, and then there's a delay on the paperback books through Amazon and so forth. But M.H. Salter is Australian. She's an author. She's done several books before. This book includes a lot of quotes from Peter Tork. So it's not just a biography. It's a lot of writings from Peter. So it says, most people know Peter Tork as the dim-witted bass player from the Monkees. However, the real Peter Tork, as revealed in his own words, was a man of extraordinary philosophical and intellectual depth. His innate need to share wisdom with whomever might benefit was something that truly brightened his soul. Throughout his life, Peter suffered with isolation, addiction, low self-worth, destitution, and cancer, among other things, only to take each of these life lessons and grow through them, always looking for ways to better himself and share his knowledge. The quotes in these pages, which have been compartmentalized into relevant sections, come from his advice column, Ask Peter Tork, posts from his official Facebook page, personal emails, and other sources ranging from 1966 right up until February of 2019, just 2 days before he passed away.
Wow.
Need help with your marriage? Go to the chapter on relationships. Been diagnosed with an illness? Find out ways to deal. I want to know what Davy Jones was really like? Ask Peter Tork. Peter believed that this human journey should not be trod alone, that hope and help is always available, and that we have the ability, no matter our history, to choose our life, to choose to live our best life starting right now. Let him convince you. And there's a list of contents and so forth. Now, M.H. Salter, just as we're recording this, last night had sort of a book launch on Facebook, and I attended that. I viewed that online, and she was sharing some more insights, and she read a chapter from the book and shared some photos. There were some photos inside that were sort of photos that Peter had taken as like selfies before and after his surgery and so forth late in his life. I presume that she's doing all this with permissions. Like I said, I don't know M.H. Salter. I don't know the history of putting this book together. But I mean, anytime that someone is celebrating Peter, I want to mention it and let folks look into it themselves. I will say the cover art is very nice.
Yeah, I really love the cover art.
It's a very nice photo of Peter.
It is, yeah.
Have you read or know anything about this book, Elaine?
No, just that I've seen it post about it on Facebook, but it like only in the last few days. It was like, oh wait, what is that? Something new. So yeah. I'm
interested in getting it and reading it. And in talking to her, hopefully she'll agree to come on the show. We haven't reached out to her yet, but I think would like to.
Yeah.
And anytime that I think Peter in his life was reticent about there being books about him. But I mean, he was an important figure in a lot of people's lives, and I think it's probably expected that there will be books written about him.
Yeah.
But that is something that the physical copy will likely not arrive by Christmas or Hanukkah or anything, but in the new year, it may. And the digital copy, you may be able to get more quickly.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So I had a few that were, now these are things, I mean, I always do you may also like. So, I'm going to talk about something that's not the Monkees, but if you like the Monkees, you may also like it, right?
Yeah.
So there are a few artists of the 60s era and early 70s that have new albums out that were really good this year. Eric Clapton had an album out called Meanwhile. Now, the physical copies are not out yet until January 24th. It's coming out on vinyl and CD, which are available for pre-order now. And the vinyl, it's a little bit pricey, but I think it's a 2LP. It's $39.98, and the CD is $13.98. Now, Burton Cummings of the Guess Who. Now, you guys know I've talked about the Guess Who on the show before, and the sort of drama involving the other guys calling themselves
Yeah.
the Guess Who, which I originally a little bit snarky about, and then I came on and tried to be a little more diplomatic. But I believe that Randy Bachman and Burton Cummings won in court, and they have the rights to the name the Guess Who back. That aside, Burton Cummings has a new album out this year called A Few Good Moments, and it's very good, actually.
Okay.
Now you can get it through Amazon on a sandy vinyl. You can get it through his website on a blue vinyl. It's $27.98 and $29 respectively there, or you can get it on CD. It's cheaper on Amazon on CD at $16.98 and $22 through his website. It's a very good album. I was very impressed by it. I thought it was really good. And if you like the Guess Who, or you like Burton Cummings, or you just like the 60s type music, I think you will enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then Ian Hunter, who was lead singer of Mott the Hoople. Do you remember Mott the Hoople?
Yes, I know Mott the Hoople. Yes.
No.
Yeah. This is probably of the three my favorite album. Defiance Part 2. Defiance Part 1 came out last year. Defiance Part 2 came out this year. And he is just as political and sarcastic and fun, and has a lot of guests on the album. But Defiance Part 2 is a fantastic album. You can get it on red vinyl for $28.98 through his website, and or $12.98 on CD. It's a lot of fun. It's fantastic. And then I try to also mention, bands that are young and out there and making the kind of music that I like. Like these are the old guys. We always want to celebrate the old guys when they're still at it. But there's a new band that I literally just found yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Facebook suggested it to me. Like the algorithm found it and thought, like, you might like this. So I started listening to it. And the algorithm in this case was absolutely correct.
Yep.
Because this band is called The Melons. And The Melons, they do very like retro. It's very Baroque pop, but also with a bit more modern, like indie dream pop mixed in with it. But not a lot of times I find the dream pop stuff annoying. In this case, I don't. Sometimes it sounds like they're just singing with a fishbowl on their head. But these guys also do like really fun videos.
Okay.
I was just gonna cue one up right here just so you can see a little bit. Like this one has puppets.
Well, of course.
At first I was like, okay, it's like 60s style music and they have puppets. And then this one we were watching and I was like, is this an homage to the Rainbow Room? Because it has like a very rainbow,
very much so, yes,
background to it. But they do fun videos. They have their debut album came out in 2022. It's called Introducing the Melons. And then they had a vinyl 45 that just recently came out called Tell Me Why, backed with Please Baby Please. And their new album is supposed to be out in 2025.
Okay.
So I bought both the yellow vinyl LP and the 45 yesterday. They're actually, as far as like vinyl and stuff goes, super cheap. The Introducing the Melons is $23.99 on yellow vinyl. And then the 45 of Tell Me Why, back with Please Baby Please, is $11.99. So it was like $32 or something, and I got both.
Yeah.
And they're arriving pretty quick because they're coming through Amazon. So if you're someone who likes this music, or if you were buying for someone who likes this type of music, Baroque pop, 60s pop, just guys who are having fun with it. We were watching one of the videos yesterday, and I was like, these guys have got to be fans.
There was
of the
one that
Monkees.
was like the background music was literally Monkees romp music. I'm like,
that's what it sounded like. It's like, is this music from the Monkees TV show? And like they were all like sleeping in a bed together and then like bumbling down the stairs. And like these guys have to be Monkees fans.
Yeah.
But the Melons are a super fun band. And like I said, I'm excited about them because I literally just found them yesterday. So it's brand new. So we're listening to this album today. And it's so fun. I mean, as much as we obsess about like stuff that's been around for 60 years, to be able to find something new and have like new songs to like learn and sing along to, and these guys are young and they're out like going on tour and stuff like that. So I always want to support that because, for one, if you're going to shows, it's way cheaper to go to young indie bands than it is to go to like a Paul McCartney or a Ringo Starr or a Burton Cummings or whomever.
Yeah.
Right. But also like these guys are out there like making their new music now, and let's support them. You know, if we like this kind of music, we want to. People like to complain that they just don't do it like they did in the old days, but
there are people that do.
There are folks who are trying, so support them where you can. So that was the Melons. So if you like the Monkees, you may also like the Melons. I
find it very amusing that the two bands that we found that are very, very, very closely related to the Monkees are the Melons and the Lemon Twigs. So two fruits. Go figure.
Yep.
Right. All right. So what did you have up next, Veronica?
So I had found a couple of things on eBay. So these are definitely not things that would probably arrive on time unless you get the expedited shipping.
Okay.
So let's start with the top one I had listed, Mickey Dolenz bobblehead. Look, so
Okay.
I currently have one that's like of current Mickey
Mhm.
that I had got from Jody Ritson one time.
Yep,
I
and
probably
this
got it at
is
Coco Dolan's
like
birthday.
approved. The one that you have is approved by Mickey.
Yes.
This one likely not, right?
No, actually, this is part of a set. So
Oh,
this is
okay.
like some old merch. You can
Oh.
get like the full set of all 3 of the Monkees in the blue top.
Okay.
Right.
I found this Mickey one that was only $14 plus whatever the shipping is on eBay. But there are options to find the full set.
Mhm.
They're just quite pricey.
Okay. So
Right.
this is old merch, like official license merch that folks are just reselling now.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another thing that is Christmas related
Okay.
is the Monkey Men Christmas tree ornaments that were through Titans. And I had thought they were available on Hot Topic, but it was just they still had them listed on their website. This is the cheapest version I have seen of them. Most of them are $100 and up, and originally they were
So,
like
hang on,
$40.
let me make you bigger there, Elaine. So you've got one in your hand.
The Lane has a set. That's
Mhm.
adorable.
Now,
I-
Elaine, you were telling me before we came on that these aren't available through the website anymore, right?
Right. You can find them on eBay,
Mhm.
and they are expensive on eBay. They're
Right.
yeah.
$55.
That yeah, that I mean, but they go on my Christmas tree every year. And then they have little capes. You can't see, they're not on them in the box, but they have
Like
they're
fabric
little capes.
capes?
No, they're plastic.
Oh.
I'm gonna make a whole bunch of rattly noise. Like these little
Mm.
Oh, they can just snap on basically.
that you snap on, but the way they fit in the box, they can't be snapped on, so
Right.
you have to
Okay.
snap them off. But yeah, they're really adorable. And
Okay.
I love them a
I
lot.
believe the next Monkeys episode we'll be discussing will be the introduction of the Monkey Men.
Oh, yay!
Yeah.
So I'll
I
have to
think that
bring
we
these
have
back
that
out
to
and-
to maybe in January.
Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
So next one is another ornament type thing that is probably like originally a little mini car. But it's the Monkey Mobile and turned into a Christmas ornament.
So this might be one of the like Corgi, I think, did them. That doesn't look like Corgi to me.
It's I think
But it does look like it's one of the ones that like a Matchbox car that has been converted into an ornament.
yes.
Oh, maybe I should share it with the folks so they can see what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So I found a couple versions of this where it says Monkeys Mobile. So this is one that I found that actually has monkeys on the side. So someone took the extra time to put the Monkeys logo on the side, and it's not just
Mm.
the Pontiac GTO wagon that they use.
Well, it
for
could be
Monkeys.
one of the little Monkeys Matchbox cars or Corgi cars that they've just added the hook to.
Yes.
Right. Yep.
But I had found a couple of these that were of the same vein that didn't say monkeys on them. I also found some that had like a VW van that said the monkeys on it. And I'm like, well, that's not an actual monkeys thing.
No.
It was just red with a white top. So they put the monkeys on the side.
What they
But-
should do though is that Woody wagon from the pilot.
Yeah.
I would buy the Woody wagon from the
Oh,
pilot,
I would love
Absolutely.
that.
right?
Yeah,
That would be
because there's
awesome.
not a whole bunch of monkeys Christmas ornaments that you can easily find.
No.
And there was one more eBay thing that I had. This is something that I actually found at a record store that had all kinds of like memorabilia at.
Mhm.
But I found this on eBay as well. It's like a 1/18th scale of the Monkey Mobile.
Yeah. Now, just so folks know, the one that we bought it in Hollywood, Florida, took it with us on a cruise, and then on the airplane, and then like traveling back. So it got a little crack in it, but then we drove it with it to, was it North Carolina,
Yeah.
where we had
We went to
Mickey
the Fab.
sign
We went to the Fab Fest.
at
We went to
Fab
the
Fest. Was it Charlotte?
Yeah.
It was Charlotte.
And
Yeah.
so ours
Yeah.
is signed by Mickey and also cracked,
yes.
but it's been on a journey. It
Yes.
has lived a life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed. Because the funny thing is we had seen this. That was there when we went down originally for the Beach Boys cruise. And then we went back to the same area when we went to the Flower Power cruise to see Mickey again because he was on both of those.
Mhm.
And it was still there. And I was like, we have to get it. It's still here. I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
And $100 isn't bad for,
Yeah.
because this is nice and big. Like, hold your hands up
Yeah.
and show people about how big it is.
Oh,
it's
so
Yeah, it's pretty big.
yeah, yeah,
it's like a foot and a half or so
Yeah.
long. It's
Yeah.
pretty good size. I feel like mine doesn't. The doors don't open. I feel like, but they might. I don't 100% remember.
Yeah, we need to get like a glass case to put over it before we like further mess it up.
Yes.
Because it got a little crunch in transport, but
Yeah.
but it, you know, like so ours has had a little adventure and is signed by Mickey, so that's fun.
Yeah.
But $99, that's a good price. You gotta pay shipping, I'm sure, on top of that.
Oh yeah.
For something of this size, but that's worth it. But that's a very nice monkey mobile.
Yeah, and it looks like it might come in the original box. Like ours didn't come in the original box. There was a stand it was on, but it didn't have a glass case.
Right.
But this one,
Well, this is not a glass case.
No, it looks like it comes in like maybe the original box,
Yeah,
based on the pictures, unless they just grabbed pictures from somewhere online and it doesn't come in the original box.
Oh, that's fraud.
I don't know.
Okay.
But it looks like there might be some other versions of it available on eBay in varying conditions for a lower price. It looks like there might be an American version with just like the yellow without the top for like $40.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Okay. So what do you have next on your list, Wayne?
7A Records.
Okay.
Yes.
Just
everything.
Anything, everything. Monkees, not Monkees. It just keep buying from 7A Records.
Yes, please. They put out some of the best liner notes and quality merchandise and fun little things.
Yeah, their most recent release is this Robert Gordon Rockabilly Boogie, which is sort of the beginning of like the I just lost the name of what the the thing's called, but it's very relevant for Monkees fans. And then I mean, obviously you can get, you know, Davy Jones and you know, Michael Nesmith, Peter Tork albums through them. And I love that they go find this sort of obscure stuff that, I mean, a lot of record companies wouldn't care about that kind of stuff. But because Glenn at 7A is very invested in the Monkees, Rockabilly was the thing I was trying to think of. I just blanked on the name of. But so you get cool stuff like this. And most recently, you know, obviously he was involved with releasing Mickey Dolenz Sings REM or Dolan Sings REM by Mickey Dolenz.
And there was also Dolan Sings Nesmith.
And then just here as we're talking, Tommy Boyce and Bobby Hart, I wonder what she's doing tonight. The reissue of that has come up on the screen. So I mean, check out 7A Records. If you don't know what to buy for a gift, 7A Records has probably got something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, and I wanted to give a shout out to a couple of more fan shops real quick. One, Veronica, that you really like is this. He goes by Simeon Wonder or Oneater.
Yes.
But it's Simeon 1 US on Etsy. Now, a lot of times he'll do like Funko Pops and things like that. But you see here, he's got a shirt and
some stickers.
Yeah, a Zilch mug here, that sort of thing.
I love that blue shirt. Sorry, you're going to the mug, but I love that blue shirt.
Yeah, the blue, isn't that a nice Nesmith shirt?
Yes, but
Very
it's like
stylish.
he's a Lincoln. It's like he's Lincoln on a penny, but it's Nesmith. So it's super cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's Simeon 1 US on Etsy.
He recently had a Rainbow Room piano ornament that he did sell out of, but it was really, really cute.
And a lot of times he'll do like custom Funko Pops of one of the Monkees in kind of a less famous or like Nez in the nudie suit, which is famous, but it's not one that you often will get like figures of and things like that, right?
Right.
But then I also wanted to give a shout out to Griselda Pop. And if you're on Instagram and follow the Monkey stuff on Instagram, you've seen Auntie Griselda on Instagram. Griselda Pop is her site where she does, this is through Redbubble, a lot of cool Monkees. If you're looking for like cheap, like stocking stuffer type stuff, Monkey stickers and things like that. Now, this is fan work. This is not officially licensed. I don't think, unless it's through Redbubble. I can't speak to that authoritatively, but you know, there's Wonders and all kind of stuff.
Oh, Brady Bunch,
Partridge.
Yes, because I saw. Oh, my nose.
Right.
No, I need that sticker of Mike as the princess from Fairy Tale.
Right. So if you're
Oh
looking
my
for, I mean, we've talked about some high dollar things and some mid dollar
Yeah.
things. This is something that you can go on for a couple of bucks and get through Redbubble, and just let the Monkees fan in your life know you're thinking of them, or just buy your own sticker and stick it on your own thing. Nothing wrong with that either, right?
Yeah.
I always want to support and shout out these fan works whenever we can, because I mean, fans are what keeps us going.
Absolutely.
Right. I mean, we don't want to be just reliant on normal people buying Monkees things. It's
Right.
the fans that keep folks excited about it.
Absolutely.
Okay. Elaine, how's your list looking? Are you through your list, or do you have more?
The only other thing I really have is like the shirt I'm wearing.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want merchandise with our logo, you can get that at
TeePublic.
Yes, the
There you
ESO
go.
Network on
ESO
TeePublic.
Network.
Yeah. And if you go to TeePublic and you type in "monkeying around," I think it pulls up.
But if you go to
everything.
TeePublic and just look for the ESO Network,
Mhm.
the ESO Network is just like a collection of podcasters who all just sort of support each other, and we're
Right.
part of the ESO Network, and we're happy to be. You can see the Monkeying Around
Mhm.
logo on there, and you can get various merch and stuff with the Monkeying Around logo.
In varying colors.
Mhm.
Like Elaine has her tie-dye shirt currently.
Yes.
Yep, and it just
Yeah.
you can also get Earth Station Trek.
Yes.
I call those two out because those are the two logos that I designed.
Yeah.
But if you want to support what the ESO Network is doing, it's just fans talking about fan stuff, and we don't necessarily get money from it, but it goes to support the network, and we all support one another.
And
Well-
as of this moment, they have a little bit of a sale for a little bit longer. So if you're listening to us live, you get another little under 8 hours to get like 30% off.
Right.
Yeah. So, and it's a great like if you're out and about and somebody's like, "Is that the Monkees? What is that for?" And you can go, "It's Monkeying Around, a podcast about the Monkees." And so,
Right. Yeah. We weren't sure if we would have enough stuff to last an hour.
But we absolutely did.
We were talking about backup plans.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we did. Let's give a shout out to hold that Melanie Mitchell book up real quick.
Yes. So we had Melanie
yeah.
Mitchell on with us before. Her book Monkey Magic, which talks about all the episodes and goes into detail. And Elaine, you use this quite a bit when we do our episodes.
I do. Every time we do an episode, which sounds funny to say, I look, I read her section on that episode because there's always an interesting trivia tidbit that I was not aware of, or just a different way to look at the episode that I may not have thought of. And so I really like the work she's done on that book. So
yeah, and you can also join the Monkey Magic Facebook page, which we're not involved in. We're just talking about it because we like it.
Yeah.
And then they have a lot of discussions about episode-specific discussions and going kind of deep into the episodes themselves. And she's been kind enough to join us for one of our episode discussions, and I'm sure going to have her on again to talk about more of the Monkees episodes, because we have a lot of Monkees episodes to still talk about.
Yes, we do.
I don't remember, we've been 2 years or something we've been doing this podcast, and we're on episode like 8.
Yeah, okay, I was going to say March will be like 3 years, I think, in March.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, our next episode, actually, we've already recorded, so we know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about the Monkees Present.
Yep.
And we assembled a panel of music podcasters to talk about it with us. We have Alan Seiler from Modern Musicology, Carrie Gordon from Metal Geeks, and Chris Nietzsche from the Metal Exchange, talking about the Monkees Present, which is, we had a lot of varied opinions on it, but I thought we had a really good discussion about it and about how it relates to the Monkees with what they were going on, what was going on in the Monkees story at that time. That I remarked on this during the show, but it's amazing how you can listen to the Monkees episode, Monkees records, and look at the history of the records and like the recordings and how they were produced, and it sort of tells the story of the Monkees through the records.
Right.
And by the Monkees Present, they were basically recording on their own, and the Monkees thing was sort of falling apart. And so it's a really fascinating record. I thought we had a really great discussion about it. That'll be out in a couple of weeks. But this has been a lot of fun. We appreciate everybody who joined us for our little discussion. And those who couldn't be with us, this will remain, obviously, the video will remain online. Also, this will go out as an audio podcast. So if you're listening to this as an audio podcast and you're curious just how good looking we are, you can find out for yourself by going to our Facebook page. And I will say also, it's every time I search for our Facebook page, every time I search for our YouTube, I have trouble finding it because we only have 2 videos and like 15 subscribers, because we haven't done a whole lot of YouTube. We want to do more of it. So if you would be kind enough to like the videos that are there and subscribe, that helps the YouTube algorithm know that this is something that exists and that people will search for it, so that when they do search for it, they won't find like other podcasts and things. When you search for Monkeying Around, like, we don't even come up. You have to like put Monkeying Around in quotes and then put podcast after it. It's a little bit troublesome. So if you're watching this video, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe, and hopefully you enjoyed it. And happy holidays, everybody.
Yeah.
It's whatever you celebrate, I hope you have a great time. And if you don't celebrate, I hope you have a great chill few days.
True.
All right. Thanks for monkeying around.
Oh, hold on. I already said I was going to forget to do this, and I already forgot to do it. Do it. Say it again.
All right. Thanks for monkeying around.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping at the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.